Hey babes, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Vanessa, and if you're not new, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a DIY highway short like the one I am wearing in this video. If you watch my video all the way through, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. For this tutorial, you will need paper to create the short sewing pattern. You will also need a pair of knit shorts you would like to recreate, a pencil, a ruler, a tracing wheel. If you do not have a tracing wheel, you can just use a pencil and paper scissors. You will also need a cutting mat and a rotary cutter. You can also just use fabric scissors and pins to cut out the fabric. A 2 to 4-way stretch fabric, knit elastic for the waistband, sewing pins, an overlock machine, and a straight stitch sewing machine. First, you're going to want to start by drawing a straight line down the center of your paper. And then you're going to go ahead and want to fold the shorts in half so that the center front of the shorts lines up with the line that you drew. After that, place your hand on the short just so that it doesn't move. Trace the top of the short waistband. Now we are going to slightly stretch the short waistband so that we can notch the top right corner of the short, and this is where we are going to start adding the side seam. Now you want to measure the side seam length on your short and mark that measurement onto your paper. Now you are going to measure the front short gusset and mark that measurement onto your paper. After you mark the gusset, go ahead and just try to blend the end of the side seam to the bottom of the gusset so it's like a leg opening. I'm using a French curve ruler. If you don't have one, you can just do dashes onto the paper. Now you want to label your short as the front short so you don't get it mixed up with the back short, and add seam allowance at the side seam, the top of the waistband, and the gusset. After you added the seam allowance, go ahead and cut out your sewing pattern so it should look something like this. On another piece of paper, draw a straight line on your paper like you did earlier in the video, and go ahead and trace the front short pattern to the new sheet of paper. Start by measuring the center back inseam of the short. It should be slightly longer than the front inseam. After that, go ahead and blend the new inseam line with the leg opening. I made a mistake earlier. I kind of wanted my gusset to be slightly wider, so I added width here. And because I added width to the gusset at the back of the short, I'm also fixing it on the front of the short so they match up. Go ahead and cut out your back short sewing pattern. Now that we have the sewing patterns made, lay out your fabric onto your cutting mat and make sure that the greatest stretch of the fabric is going horizontal. Then you're going to want to go ahead and lay your short pattern onto the fabric. I'm just using like random things I found on my desk as paperweights, and cut out the front short pattern. For this short, we need 2 fronts and 2 backs, so we are going to mirror this front short pattern by flipping the pattern so that the top side, the side that we wrote down, is actually facing the table and facing the cutting mat. And then we're going to cut out another front short, so we have 2 pieces that look like this. You are also going to want to do the same exact thing for the back short. I didn't record that part, but after you cut all the pieces, it should look something like this. We have 2 fronts and 2 back pieces. With the right sides of the front shorts together, overlock or sew the center front seam. If you do not have an overlock, you can just use a zigzag stitch or a straight stitch on a straight stitch sewing machine. After you overlock both of the front pieces together, go ahead and overlock both of the back pieces together, making sure that the right sides of the fabric are facing each other. Then you are going to put the front and back short together so that the right sides of the fabric are facing each other, and sew both of the side seams. After you sew the side seams, go ahead and sew the gusset at the bottom of your short. If you sewed everything correctly, it should look something like this. Now grab your waist elastic, fold your elastic in half, and notch the middle of the elastic with a sewing pin. There are numerous ways you can attach elastic to a short waistband. The way I am doing it for this tutorial is I am going to be attaching the waistband elastic on the inside of the short. I'm going to start by overlapping the elastic an inch past one of the side seams on the short, making sure that the elastic is on the inside of the short. Go ahead and overlock or zigzag the elastic onto the inside of the short waistband all the way until you reach the other end of the short where you started the elastic. If sewn correctly, your overlocked seam should look like this. If you use a zigzag stitch, it should look similar, just with a zigzag stitch. Now you are going to flip the waistband elastic into the inside of the short and zigzag the top of the short waistband. After you zigzag the short waistband, you can add a bow to the short. This is optional. I love to add bows to everything, so I'm adding a cute little bow. Now I'm going to do a woolly nylon rolled edge hem using my overlock machine for the short leg openings. After you finish sewing the leg openings, your shorts should look something like this. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I love the rolled edge hem, that's my favorite stitch, and the bow at the top, and I love that there's elastic at the top of the shorts so that it will always fit you. These are also super comfy to wear. I wear mine all the time and I'm wearing them right now editing this video. So if you made it through the end of my video and you enjoyed my tutorial, be sure to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. More videos to come soon. Thank you for watching.